Hello, today I present you the Ambassador Fractured Timelines, where you manage to be a bearded man who is able to stop the time in order to dodge the dangers of a destroyed city, exactly. And you have a quest. Yes, this quest is to find out who has destroyed this city that is actually destroyed in front of your eyes. And this small guide, actually a simple tutorial that you will go through in the first levels of basically the first times that you're gonna play the game, will guide you and teach you how to get started, okay, to feel comfortable with the game, which is really important because you really need to know the first steps, okay, otherwise you're gonna probably die quickly. Actually pretty easy to adapt to the game, you just need to be fast, okay, to react to the enemies and stuff, and not every enemy will try to attack you through the same way or defend itself the same way, so you will really need to use a certain technique, combat technique, differently. Alright, and you have bosses and also portals to go through, alright? And you will find different NPCs to talk with, so it's really important to talk with them, and really useful, at least in the beginning, to talk with them to keep following your journey, alright? So let's take a look at it, alright? And I also want to mention that you will find different kinds of weapons through your gameplay, different enemies and so on, and you have different difficulties to choose, so I'm not gonna choose the assisted, but the way the game should be played, but you know, that's up to you, to be honest. I died a few times, I confess. So I'm not gonna follow the tutorial, but I strongly advise you to follow, of course. This is pretty basic in the beginning. So this is the mana bar, the green bar, not really a bar, just a few dots, and I want to tell you that it restores through the time, and you got the inventory where you will have the different weapons, alright? And here the magic wand, the magic weapons, which you will need the mana for, and your gear, okay, what you're wearing currently. And there's your health pool, and you'll need to eat some food, usually meat, in order to restore your health. And here, be really careful. I wasn't being careful, and I think it's optional in the beginning to speak with the NPCs, but they will explain you exactly what you have to do. But eventually you have here the explanation as well. So holding the right mouse button will allow you to stop the time, so you can pass through these traps alive. And this will allow you to throw your weapons, and they will just explain you what to do. Let's keep going. I'm gonna switch the weapon, and these boxes and even barrels sometimes have a chance, or I'm not sure if it's random, but some of them may contain food, and at times you even find little animals, usually rabbits, at least in this world, that will also drop some food. So if you don't find any enemy around, don't be afraid of spending your mana in order to destroy these things, okay? The spear won't do anything to this, so you need really to use your magic to put these things down, because the mana will get restored over time anyway. Changing loadout with the G key. This will just explain you that you will eventually find more weapons over time. We'll find our first broadsword, I think it's a broadsword, that we will be finding later. And this thing here Yeah, I need to stop the time, and I found food. So you need at least to have 2 food pieces to be able to beat and start restoring your energy. Then press the E key, and there you go. I know you cannot eat the mushrooms, and he will explain you about these boulders. So pay attention about what this NPC explains you. I'm gonna explain you. So once this, let's say this is an enemy, this is just a dummy. When this sword doesn't show up, it means that it's not vulnerable, which means any of your attack has no effect, and it will not lose health points. Just in case this sword appears, it means that it's vulnerable to attacks. If I try to attack it without this sword appearing, it means that your attack has no effect, okay? It won't lose health points. And see, a little rabbit, more food for me. You can accumulate food here. Okay, so below the health, the hearts, you can accumulate food for later to stock up. Okay, that's what this man will explain to you. So basically just saving up some time. So this portal will lead you to the next level, or whatever you want to call it. And now here I'll need to use my time stopping power in order to avoid falling down on water and dying, okay, because this bridge is going down. 1, 2, 3. That was close. So if I try the spear here, it just doesn't do anything. A little bit more food for me. These things that these guys throw will just slow you down. They don't hurt you, it's just some sort of roots that will make you slower. And once this is cleared, it means that you killed all the enemies from this level, and you can pass through the portal to the next level. If you haven't killed all the enemies that remain on this level, that means that you cannot finish it, forcing you to go to combat. Oh yes. That brute up ahead can only be defeated by waiting for him to become vulnerable. When the sword appears, attack. So that's what I was explaining you before. It's a big monster. Big but not so big. It's a little clumsy. 1, and it requires 2 hits. That was close, and it's done. Quite easy. I think I didn't hit him. This thing is faster than the spear, so if you are facing more enemies, just use it instead of the spear, but don't forget that your mana needs restore. Which means that at times you may be screwed. I don't need this. Inspiring work so far. This area seems to be a bit more of a challenge. Remember to use your powers in combat. I tend to forget to stop the time, but I should use it more. Like this, but just it doesn't actually spend your mana. Okay, you don't need to consume mana to stop the time. Actually, I don't even need to put on these barrels. I'm full of food, so... Oh, my bad. Too late. I'm almost as dumb as this guy. Okay, fully cleared, so nothing else to do around here. You can always explore. There's a little bunny. Okay, we should keep going. And now it's time to beat this first boss. She should be an appropriate test of your skills. So stopping the time here is very important, and this is one of those enemies that is not vulnerable the whole time, so watch and learn. And careful with the enemies around the area. It's gone. First time I did this wasn't that fast. And there's a new weapon here for me. Yeah, she's explaining who that boss was. This is a hand-and-a-half sword with a broad blade that requires less accuracy. And you don't use this sword normally, I'll explain you. Good first day, Gregor. I won't be training you much longer. The council wants me to retire and begin the path to becoming an oracle. enjoy the freedom and adventure afforded to elder mages, but I may be able to accomplish more for the good of the realm on the council. So there's the city in the distance, isn't it? Oh, there she is, Tamaris in all of her beauty, the stronghold of the Fellowship's power and influence. As long as she stands, the realm will never... Uh-oh. Well, what did he say? Gregor, thank the Morrigan you survive. I can't move, my remaining power is barely keeping me alive. Yeah, a tragedy. Seek out what happened. Over there is the world gates. Those portals will allow you to cross the realm quickly. So she will tell you where each portal will lead you to, okay? From what I understood, this first place at the left side will lead you to a less dangerous area than the other ones. So, as I'm in the beginning, I sense that I should be making this first area now and then proceed to the other ones, and eventually I can keep coming back here to talk to her. From what I've understood. So this broadsword, you can throw it like the spear, but it's much better, and I'm gonna just show you. So there are a bunch of places here to unlock, as you can see. Now we have these soldiers to defeat. And I'm already losing health. And as you can see, it's much cooler. But you can still have access to the spear. You can switch anytime. You cannot just switch with the mouse wheel, okay? The mouse wheel will make you switch to the magical power, okay. You have a few more, just need to be more careful. And there's an NPC here. You have no idea how good it is to see you. Okay. This one has no idea the Fellowship has fallen, the city. I died, yes. I wasn't careful enough. Anyway, I think I'm gonna keep playing a little more. And by the way, this game has a Steam achievement, so that's pretty cool. I've done a few already, and I'm really curious to pass through these levels. Definitely it is worth a try. Thank you so much for watching, and see you later.